We think we know why we do what we do. We think every choice, every action, is ours. But the truth is, much of what drives us lies beyond our awareness. Every smile hides a story. Every silence holds a reason. Every behavior, whether kind or cruel, is a reflection of something deeper, something we rarely stop to understand. We like to believe we are logical beings. But most of the time, our logic is only a mask. A mask covering the fragile emotions that rule us from within. Human behavior isn't random. It's a pattern built by years of experiences, trauma, and adaptation. We learn how to act, not to express who we are, but to survive. A child ignored too often learns silence. A person betrayed learns distance. Someone who was once shamed learns to please everyone. These patterns become invisible rules. Rules we follow without realizing. Rules that shape our words, our habits, and even our idea of love. We're not born pretending. We learn to pretend because the world teaches us it's safer that way. We wear masks every day. Some to fit in. Some to hide pain. Some to protect ourselves from rejection. We laugh when we want to cry. We agree when we want to scream. We stay silent because the truth feels heavier than the lie. But here's the secret. The longer you wear the mask, the more you forget what your real face looks like. We don't just fool others. We start fooling ourselves. Psychologists say most of our behavior is guided by the subconscious mind. The hidden mind remembers everything. Every hurt, every fear, every moment we felt small. When you overreact to something minor, it's not about the present, it's the past trying to protect you. When you can't trust someone, it's not about them, it's your memory warning you of pain. The secret of human behavior is that it's rarely about the situation. It's about what the situation reminds us of. The world is a mirror. It reflects who we are inside. That's why some people see beauty everywhere, and others, only pain. When we meet someone who annoys us, we're often reacting to a part of ourselves we've tried to deny. When we admire someone, we're seeing a hidden potential we wish we had the courage to live. Every encounter is a lesson. Every emotion is a teacher. So, what is the secret of human behavior? It's that we're all just trying to be understood. Every action, every mistake, every silence is a cry for connection, a search for belonging. Some seek it through success. Some through control. Some through love. And some through complete isolation. But underneath it all, we are the same fragile, complex creatures, trying to make sense of a world that never really made sense to us. Maybe the secret of human behavior isn't about changing who we are. Maybe it's about understanding why we became this way. Because once you understand your own patterns, you stop being their prisoner. You start living consciously. You start choosing your reactions. And for the first time, you stop acting. And finally, start being. We say we want to be understood. But when someone truly looks at us, we hide. Because being seen means being vulnerable. It means showing the parts we've spent years trying to bury. We build walls not to keep people out, but to protect what's left inside. And sometimes, the loneliness behind those walls feels safer than the chaos of being known. So we smile. We distract. We change the subject. Anything, just to avoid being seen too clearly. That's the paradox of human behavior. We crave connection, yet fear exposure. From childhood, we are told who to be. Be good. Be strong. Be successful. Be liked. But no one tells us what happens when the weight of all those expectations becomes unbearable. We shape ourselves to fit the world's idea of right. And in doing so, we lose the shape of who we truly are. Some call it discipline. Some call it ambition. But deep down, it's fear. Fear of not being enough. And that fear quietly controls the lives of millions. pain never truly leaves. It echoes. It changes shape, tone, and volume. But it's always there, guiding our choices in silence. The person who fears abandonment pushes others away first. The one who was humiliated once learns to humiliate before being humiliated again. We think we've moved on, but in truth, we've just found new ways to repeat old wounds. Healing begins when we stop running from our pain and finally listen to what it's been trying to tell us. Inside every person, there's a silent puppeteer, the subconscious mind. It decides how we react, who we trust, and even who we love, long before we realize it. You might think you're choosing freely, but in reality, your past is choosing for you. Every fear, every desire, every impulse you can't explain. It's the mind's way of repeating what feels familiar, even if it hurts. Because to the subconscious, familiar always feels safer than unknown. But here's the hope. Once you see the pattern, you begin to break it. Awareness is freedom. When you recognize your triggers, you stop reacting blindly. When you understand your pain, you stop passing it to others. Behavior doesn't define you. Awareness does. The secret of human behavior isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware enough to choose who you want to become next. We are all walking contradictions. Strong yet fragile. Loving yet afraid. Aware yet blind. And that's okay. Because being human was never about being flawless. It was about learning to understand the beautiful, broken mind within.